extra spunky. Extra spunky. Yeah, we'll go extra spunky. Hey, how's it going? It is actually Saturday afternoon. Ugh, clean this off. Oh, I didn't think that got that fuzzy. From yesterday when I was doing the brush hogging. We're going to go down to the shop. We're going to work on the grain drill. We're working on moving the grass box, the small grass box, the drop tubes to the front, but we want to put them right in the middle of the disc openers. The idea is we have a planter row here and a planter row here, and we want to stick these guys right here. Alright, so we got our little bit of feeding done. One thing we are doing, and we've run into this in the past, and I think I've kind of mentioned the same type of thing. If you single out animals, sometimes they don't go at their ground feed as much, and for whatever reason the bulls don't seem to be consuming as much ground feed as we would like. And maybe it's because they're divvied up, and BR is he should have a buddy, because I think he's a little cranky. But what we are trying, just to kind of sweeten the deal, is, and I think Dad's gonna go get some more of that corn oats molasses, just to kind of, spruce things up a little bit, and then just to increase the corn level, get them just a tickle more energy. More importantly, they're kind of coming off a feeder. They're eating it, but they're not eating it like they were. And part of that might just be the hay that they're getting. They're getting plenty of really good hay. Could be partially because they're in new areas. They're divvied up, all that stuff. But today when we were at Fleet, we grabbed some of the Sweet 16. This is kind of what it looks like. It's got a good heavy molasses smell to it. It's got some rolled corn in there, and then they're like all-purpose pellet. There's some oats in there. So that's about as close to, I would say, as close to the corn oats molasses from the mill that you could get at Fleet. We just don't want them to completely go off of their ground feed and then just be on hay and go into the sale a little over a week from now, and lost like 20 pounds. That would be shitty. Sorry. Especially when some of these guys are starting to look really, really nice. I do got to mix up some fly spray. Hey, good morning. All right. We are going to start out, after I top off the water here, we are going to start out down by the shop and probably finish up the grain drill just to kind of get that ready. The ground is still not ready. Dad's got his polkas going, so he's happy. All right, so we got Dad got all of our washers welded on. Some of them were kind of a pain in the butt for him, but he got them. And it's not like they got to hold a lot. So the idea, I don't know what you're down there for. So the idea is that this guy is going to fit in just like that. They're just snug enough so that they're not going to move around a lot. And then, I don't know, probably cut it off so that it's, probably down somewhere in here. you know, we don't want it this low. So we'll probably cut it off around here somewhere. All right. Sometimes you got to take the tubes off. Holy criminy. Because they got plugged. Is that all the way down?
Looks like it.
And then it stops right there, like 4 inches in. Huh, that's crazy. So we got to clean that out. So that one is a special case. We didn't notice that last year, the last time we used it. And it didn't look like it was plugged when we cleaned it out. But what will happen is over the summer, you'll get like spiders, even when it's in the shed or whatever, you'll get spiders or whatever that crawl up in there. And they'll make like the littlest little nest or something, or they'll just fill it up just enough. And then that alfalfa and timothy seed is so light that once you start getting a little bit of a buildup, boom, done. All right, so we got this one cleared out. It was literally the whole entire tube, which was kind of crazy. But we got her back in there. And we had literally just discussed maybe when we start this one out, we'll maybe put a little bit of that graphite talc stuff in there, that easy flow stuff, just to kind of maybe help with that scenario. Because honestly, we've never done that in the small grass box, but probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But what you can do is just take the blow tip and we just put it on the bottom and you just blow up and you'll see the dust or whatever come out the top. At least then you know the tube is clear. All right, we got them all in, all the way down, and then we've got them trimmed just so they stick out. So every couple the ones that are welded to the bracket, you're not gonna see them. You know, I just tried to keep it, you know, inch or two below the framework, so we can kind of get an idea. Plus, when you got to go and get down there with the blow hose, then you can find them a little easier. So Dad just jumped in the 44, and we're gonna go up and see if he can get any closer. There's still some obvious wet spots in that corner. See if we can get any more of that done, just so we can get closer to seeding that down. It does look like there's a chance, basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, kind of lower chances, and maybe sporadic. So hopefully maybe next weekend or by the end of the week, we can maybe get up there and do something. But what we did after we took a little lunch break, we went through and, well, one, we had to reset. I'll show you over here. I got a couple minutes till Dad gets up there. We wanted to reset the actual setting, the seed rate setting on both sides, because what was happening, and right now they're both set to 0, is you can see the, ow, freaking hot. You can see down in the pocket there, the little teeth. Maybe. And right now, the seed rate is set to 0, but the teeth stick out maybe a 1/16 of an inch. But we had some spots where they were sticking out like quarter, almost 3/8 of an inch. So the cups and everything were all kind of all over the place. And honestly, they probably could get adjusted even more. But we just wanted them all to be even, because if I'm looking at the planter, this side, because they're actually split right in the middle, there's an axle that drives that side and there's an axle that drives that side. This side actually seated a little heavier. So we knew that condition existed. We just hadn't gone in there yet and actually fully adjusted everything. But we also knew that a couple of them had gotten way out of whack last year when we put the plates on for soybeans, and we loosened the bolts, put the plates on. We didn't give a rip at that time that they had slid over a little bit. So we took this opportunity to solve that problem. So they're pretty close side to side. They should feed and seed a lot closer to each other. The gates in the front are set for oats. The only thing, we got the right sprockets on. We're back to the 7-tooth sprockets. This guard might come off because I think I want to hit the two main zerks on the end again, and then give it a good oil bath. So there is definitely some more in here that he can disc up. It doesn't help that right now he's going 100% perpendicular to his chisel lines, which he would have had to do anyways. Alright, so we didn't spend a whole lot of time up there. It is time to move the cows, but we're gonna do it pretty simple tonight. So they were in that chunk there, and all we're gonna do is flip this around so they can come in here. And then we're gonna take that one down and we'll kind of look at the job they did the last few days on that one. And I actually left them in there for an extra day. Yeah, looks like you guys survived. All right, you guys got to go around the corner. Come on. So let's go grab these guys. It shouldn't be a big deal. But looking at what they did on this chunk, so ultimately I probably could have ran this chunk in 4 quads, or 4 chunks versus 3. But I ran this an extra day, and I think it turned out really, really well. Just as good as the one they were on before. So what you can see is they've either eaten it or trampled it. And that's pretty much what you want to see. And the stubble that they left is mostly in that like 6 to 8 inch stubble length, I guess you could say. I'm trying to head these guys off before they get all the way down to the bottom or the back. All right, here we go. Come on, guys. Come on, turn around. These guys are looking really good. Of course, one of them decided to go through the fence, and that's when you gotta grab onto it. And when it's slacked a little bit, I don't really care too much if they go over the top. It's when they try and just like go through and then they're plowing it and ripping it off all the posts. Then I gotta go back and put it all back on. Jerks. Come on, you guys go across the line. That's Joey's heifer calf. Just mailed in her DNA test yesterday. So hopefully by the time this video comes out, I'll know what the results are, because it's supposed to take a couple of weeks. I think upwards of like a month. Yep, there you go, buddy. And then they'll do that. But just hook this foot. All right, let's see what we can do with this little girl. It'll be the same thing. She'll probably go over the top. It's funny, they'll go under it, and the thing could be laying on the ground, and they will not go over it sometimes. So everybody is fed. We got these guys on the last chunk before they go to that east field. But I always consider this my favorite field, my favorite chunk for them to be on, because it is literally right next to the house. And you come out in the morning and they are right here. I think everybody's pretty darn happy. Here's Deja. Deja's calf right there. Yeah, she might be this year's little bit of a nutball, aren't ya? You're cute as a button though. Yeah, you are, but you extra spunky. Extra spunky. Yeah, we'll go extra spunky. Yeah, everybody's looking really good. And this strip in here is typically a little down, but we did over the winter, if you remember, we did a lot of bale grazing in here, or at least bale feeding. I mean, you can call it bale grazing, bale feeding, whichever one you want, but it actually gets thicker as you go down, and I think that really helped out. It definitely looks, there's more clover, there's a little more grass out there. It really looks like it perked up. Granted, the rain has definitely helped, but it does kind of look like there's some fresher seeding out there. So it is Sunday evening. We're gonna call this the end of the day, end of the weekend. And as usual, if you got any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you haven't noticed already, you're going to start seeing a lot of bits and pieces of rotating. I'm not going to show you every minute of every rotation we do, but I'll try to highlight things that are different about the move that we're doing. And if you guys have any questions, you want me to elaborate on a specific topic or what I'm doing or why I'm doing what I'm doing in a certain area, you want me to elaborate on that, feel free to leave that in the comments, and I'll do my best to try and either answer it or maybe do a 5-minute focus video on that. So I hope you guys liked the video. Please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. You guys have a great week. Hope you had a great weekend. Thanks for coming along.